All right, want to get started?
Yeah, let's get started.
All right. Well, see a few folks out there. Thank you all so much for joining. This is Talk in Parks with Friends, and today is very simple. No massive agenda, right? I just want to hear how your trip of Florida went, except for coming home with the flu.
Flu and I got an abscess,
Oh my God.
which is really weird. Yeah, it's the trip was really good. We did the thing on Sunday, and that was at the Conrad. Highly recommend that hotel. It's just gorgeous, you know.
Where's the Conrad located at, Ryan?
It's about 2 miles from Magic Kingdom. It's
Okay.
on Disney property, so
Okay.
it is across the street from Golden Oaks.
Got it.
Do you
And
know what Golden Oaks is?
I'm familiar, slightly familiar. It's like the neighborhood complex, right there. Yeah,
Yeah, it's the if you are a Disney fanatic, then this
yeah,
is kind of like heaven.
yeah,
It's each house is designed by an Imagineer,
yeah.
and then I know the HOA is like 10,000 a year, but it comes with like a ridiculous amount of Disney perks. It's something like 80 tickets a year.
Right.
Yeah,
Wow.
and you can't get any closer. You're just a couple of miles away from Disney. So
Yeah,
Evermore is the property, and Conrad is a Hilton hotel that is located on the Evermore. So you have two hotels there. You have the Conrad, and then you have the Evermore, and the Evermore has many different styles. They have the flats, which are like a condo, and then they have the villas, which are very much like a house.
okay.
Villas can, 10 plus people. Um, you pay for what you get for.
Yeah,
So I don't want to be too critical, but there's definitely some things on this trip that I think that, the you just got to do a better job. So
okay.
um, Disney, one of the things they do is the extended hours. Have you done extended hours before?
I have well, kinda. I've done the, back in the day, the magic hours, extra magic hours when it was,
Yeah.
extended. I've done the parties. I did the
Yep.
Mickey's Not So Scary Party. I've never done an after hours event though, like a
Which
straight
is
after
amazing.
hours party.
After
But
hours parties,
yeah,
amazing. It's I recommend to people if you're trying to go to Disney and you're trying to actually ride rides, and if you want to see like an amazing fireworks show without people hovered over you,
yeah.
after hours is the way to go. But
So
the magic hours, the
yeah,
extended hours, the issue you have is you have 2 hours after park closes. Okay, that's what they give you, 2 hours. However, the regular day guests are allowed at 8:59. They're allowed to get in to the
yep,
line for any ride. So what this does on stuff like Tron, Seven Dwarfs Mine Train, rides like that, you're really only going to get about an hour where you have the day guests kind of removed because they pile in. So like the Seven Dwarves, it was probably about a 55, 65 minute wait. And then after that hour, it went down to about a 15-minute wait.
yeah,
So if you're gonna do that, you just got to be smart. What Steph and I did was we just concentrated on, oh, we'll go do Haunted Mansion, we'll do Peter Pan, and then we'll circle back around to do like Seven Dwarves.
okay.
So
So
just keep that in mind.
yeah, so what night did you do this?
So this was Wednesday night.
Okay,
Wednesday night we did Epcot. We rope dropped Epcot, and we did Epcot until about 5 o'clock because I was covering Festival of the Arts for Fox
right.
5. So filming, getting everything done, trying food, going on rides. Love Epcot. The older I get, the more I love it.
Yeah. Yeah, me too. Me
I
too.
think you put a couple more rides in Epcot, and just hands down, it's the best park.
Yeah.
In the
I
world, maybe.
agreed. I agree. I love it so much, and I do
Yeah,
think it needs a little bit more, especially, I think I think the countries are all fantastic, and I don't know that, I know that in the last couple of years they've started to like plus those up where we put the, Remy's ride back there in France, and of course, years back now, Frozen, which is getting a big upgrade right now with the animatronics. I like the rides there, but I think the country area is really it's great, right? Like I don't know, we need a ton more there, but I do agree. A couple more rides in the park, it would continue to make that one of the best. So you were in
yeah.
Epcot most of the day. Then you went over. So what time was Magic Kingdom open to the night you
So
did the
Magic,
the extra hours?
it was open till 11. So about 5 o'clock, we went over and we checked in to Copper Creek. We'd never stayed at Copper Creek before, so we went over to
Okay.
Copper Creek. We've never actually taken the boat transportations outside of like staying at the Swan and taking the Friendship boat to Epcot. We've never
Okay.
taken it from a resort to the Magic Kingdom. So that was a new experience for us. It was cold. It was very cold on our trip down there.
Yeah.
Our first day down there, Sunday, we went to Disney Springs, and the whole fountains were frozen, completely frozen. So, it, you
It's
know, it was
not.
it's different.
Yeah, it's not supposed to be, right? That's not what Florida is. And I know, the storm before, the weekend before, there was a map that everyone was kind of passing around where it was like every part of the country was frozen except for Florida, which was still 70 degrees while
Yeah,
everything else is going on. But I know when we got that snow that weekend, I know Florida got hit pretty cool with the pretty hard with the cold. But
yeah. I think it was
still,
the lowest I saw was 24. It's still, you're still in Disney,
I didn't feel
so
bad for
it's
you. You got no sympathy from me.
yeah. Yeah, and let's see. We did Monday. We did the after hours party, so they let you in at 7. Your nephew gave us a ride over in the pontoon boat, which was
Yeah,
incredible, and he
yeah,
gave us a tour around the seven seas. So it
yeah,
was a lot of cool inside knowledge that he shared with us. The after hours parties, in my opinion, is the best party.
yeah.
I've been to all of the Disney parties. We've been fortunate for that. We've been to Mickey's, and we've been to the Christmas party, and we've done the after hours now 2 years in a row, and it's the best. I mean,
Okay, so let's dig into that because, like I said, I've never done one of these. So the
yeah,
park is open till 10.
yeah. The park is
Okay,
open till 1 a.m.
okay, but for the regular guests, it's open till
Regular
10.
people,
Correct?
not 9:30,
Nine.
I think.
So you
Yeah,
got in. You get in a couple hours while the park's still
7.
open, right? So you get
Yeah.
in for 2 or 3 hours while the park is still open to the regular guests, and then 9:30 or 10 or whatever the time is, it closes. What do you have? Do you have a band? How do they know you're there for the party compared to everyone else?
They do a wristband. They do
Okay.
a wristband on you, and then they're checking it constantly.
Yeah.
And you do get a lot of guests. We saw a lot of people that try to sneak on through to the after hours party.
Yeah,
You
I'm
know,
sure. Do they
um,
check your wristband before you get on the attractions? Does that happen all
yeah,
night?
they do. It
Okay.
does, and we kept getting on attractions, especially towards the beginning of the night, where people were trying to get in and they were getting turned away. But walk on at Peter Pan, walk
Yeah.
on at Haunted Mansion, 15-minute wait at Seven Dwarves,
Yeah.
20-minute wait at Tron. You know, it's The fireworks show is incredible. I brought in this first time I've ever done this, but I brought in a tripod.
Okay.
So I had my tripod set up. It was incredible, man. I got to sit, and you never do this if you go to a regular Disney fireworks show. I
Right.
got to sit. You know where the partner statue is?
Of course. Of course.
They have a ledge that kind of goes around it that you can sit on, and I
Yeah,
got to sit there. And people stake that out when you go to a regular fireworks show. People stake that out for like an hour and a half to 2 hours because the Partnu statue is one of the best places to see the fireworks.
for sure.
So we got to sit there, no big deal. Didn't have a million people like stuffing us in. And then on top of that, now granted, it was very cold, but they do give out free sodas all night, popcorn, and then Mickey bars.
Okay. Included
So,
with the after hours ticket, all those
yes.
drinks and snacks are included.
Yeah, and it's nice too because they're actual the resealable bottles of like Coke and Diet Coke and Sprite and water. So it's
Yeah.
not just a cup. And then the Mickey bars, they had a ice cream sandwich, and then they had another. It was like a fruit bar. So not a lot of people getting them because it was in the low 30s, but
Right.
I did manage to get two down. So I
Yeah.
did my
Hey.
part.
So same thing with what you were talking about with the extra magic hours. Is there a lot of like the right as it changes over, do the lines bulk up
They
in
do.
wait time? Okay, so everyone
They
getting in
do.
their last rides, and
Well, we were
then
really fortunate though. We saw the new parade.
okay,
New parade is incredible.
it looks it looks awesome in the videos I've
Yeah.
seen. Yeah,
So
that was
we
so
ended up.
that was during the regular park hours, right? That was not part
Yeah.
of the okay.
Yeah. Regular park hours. It's called like the Disney Starlight Parade. It's got a really long name to it,
Yeah.
but so we saw that. Actually, when we went back on Wednesday, we had a reservation for Tony's. Have you ever eaten at Tony's?
I have not. I've been
Okay.
scared away by some of the reviews of Toadies.
Okay. That's fair enough. They're working to try to change that.
Yeah.
I can recommend the mozzarella cheese sticks are pretty awesome.
Okay, there you go. That sounds good.
Yeah, so we went to Tony's. Now before our reservation was for like 8:15. Now that Starlight Parade, it starts right in front of Tony's. So while
Okay.
we were waiting, we ended up seeing the parade a second time. I'm kind of like you, where I don't necessarily watch parades more than once.
Yeah.
I see it, enjoy it, and then kind of move on. I'll go hit rides or do other things during the parade. And I think that this was not bad. I saw it the second time. I was still extremely impressed with it. It's the lighting.
Yeah.
Lighting is ridiculous, dude.
So yeah, it looks great. It looks great, and
Yeah,
a parade at Disney. There's not much else like it, and I think it's I we had this conversation right when you were on your way down about do you do the parade every time? Do you not? And at Disney, there's benefits to both because the parades really are special at Disney, and they're
yeah,
part of the thing that makes Disney great. But man, do I like riding rides while the parade starts. Parade and
yeah,
fireworks. I mean, you can have you can have pirates there or Jungle Cruise have 45-minute line a
yeah,
little bit earlier, and then that starts and it goes down to basically a walk on. And
yeah,
that's hard to navigate, especially if you're there just for one day.
yeah,
Where that is. Should I take advantage of that, or should I catch the parade or fireworks? So it's nice when you have a few days and you can do a few different things, especially when you have your party and you're going to be able to get on. So can we go back to the party for a second?
yeah,
What
yeah,
rides did you ride? So that night you have after the park closes to the public,
yep,
3 hours
yep.
open. What all did you guys get on it during the
Uh,
party?
Pirates of the Caribbean was the
Yep.
first ride we did. Then we went right before Pirates. We wanted to get something to eat. We'd been really busy that day, so we went over to Pico's Bill. I'm a vegetarian, which
Yep.
always makes it a lot more complicating. We went over to Pico's Bill. They have like an impossible meatball bowl, which was really, really good. I'd
Mm,
heard before from people in the past that Pico's Bill was a really good quick service place. We'd
yeah.
never been there. So we went there. We went to do Pirates. We walked out of Pirates and we caught the very end of the first fireworks show.
Okay.
So right after that, we headed right over to one of your favorite rides, Haunted Mansion.
The best.
Yeah, yeah. It is one of the best rides ever.
And walked right on.
Walked right on. It had that whole the wait time is 13 minutes,
Yeah,
which
yeah.
means
There's no wait.
it's a walk on.
Yeah,
There's no wait.
that's awesome.
Yeah, walked on. We're funny about that. We like to get stuck on that ride when the ride breaks down.
Okay.
Or it doesn't break down, but they have to stall it either because somebody's having a hard time getting on or getting off.
Yes.
So we like that because it keeps us in that world longer.
Hmm.
It's enjoyable.
Yeah, I think we actually had this conversation the last time I was down. Lee, my daughter's in the chat here. We talked about that, and I can't remember many rides where you don't get that anymore, just because they need to slow it down to let people on or off if anyone's a little bit needs a little bit more time to get on. And I certainly don't mind the extra, but sometimes when I'm filming the ride, it does. You try to get that. We had a clean ride last time where it didn't happen once, and I was like, I can't remember the last time that this even happened. But I'm with you. Like, I in the graveyard, you can keep me there as long
Oh,
as you want. I'll stay there all
yes.
day if you want. You don't have to. If
Yeah.
the ride breaks me down, you don't even have to. X me off. I'll wait till y'all fix it.
No. Yeah, 'cause that's how I feel 100%. I love the graveyard. I love that whole ride. So I kept thinking about you too because you said that your favorite rides were Monsters and Haunted Mansion. So I was trying to keep that fresh. So we rode Haunted Mansion 2 or 3 times. Look, Lee says we always get stuck right before the graveyard. Yeah,
the
I do
the
too.
decline the decline
Yeah,
into
that's
the
where I get stuck.
graveyard. We
That's where
we
I
get
always get
stuck.
stuck.
It's like it's clockwork. It's clockwork. And Lee's right. Like every time, and I don't even know how it's possible, but every time, as soon as we start, you take that one
Yeah.
significant decline, and then poof, you know the ghosts have
I always feel
temporarily
like I'm
paused.
I always feel like I'm stretching my back on that
Yeah.
incline. It's like a back stretcher.
Just like give me a little bit closer. Give me a level ground, and then I'll stay here as long as
Yeah.
you want. But
Now we did do, and now we did this because of you. We did do Small World.
oh, thank you. So uh, I- I'll share with the chat. Anyone that's here, first of all, thank you all so much for joining us. Anyone that's
Yes.
with us today, we really appreciate it. We usually on Saturday nights later, 7:30, but I have other commitments tonight, so we changed to a daytime episode because I really wanted to hear about Ryan's trip to Florida. But for It's a Small World, I lost a bet to my nephew. And coming up on a future trip, when I go down to Florida, I will be spending the day at Magic Kingdom from rope drop until close. And I will be riding Small World from start to finish. I cannot ride anything else. I cannot. I cannot. Yeah, no distractions, no phone on the ride. Just me and an enjoyable ride for 12 to 14 hours of my day.
You're allowed to
So
film it, right?
I can film. Yes, that's all I can do. I have to actually. I have to film at least a segment every ride just to document it. But yes, I can film. I just can't. I can't scroll on my phone or watch something else or do something. And then of course I'm allowed to use the restroom and I'm allowed to grab something to eat. But outside of that, my entire day will be It's a Small World. So you just did it once. You didn't do it like four times in a row for me, Ryan. Yeah.
No, but it's not as bad as I remember. I can't
Hmm.
say that. I have been on that ride in my younger days where I thought about jumping off just
Yeah.
because it's intense. It's just never ending, you know. So I feel for you, but I do
Well,
think it'll be a great video.
I don't. I don't take any sympathy because it's all my doing. I should not have bet this. That's my fault. But it'll be interesting. We're just still planning when it'll happen. So, all right, you did It's a
Yeah,
Small World. Now,
it is small world.
how long was the line for It's a Small World during the party?
It's a walk on.
Yeah,
I don't think the only line we waited in the whole night was Seven Dwarfs, and that
yeah.
was 15 minutes. So you
Even did you do Space or Tron? Any of the other big uh, coasters?
we did not do Space Mountain. We did not do Tron that night because it was so cold.
Oh,
We
okay,
did
makes
Tron
sense.
on the Wednesday night. We did Tron Wednesday night. You know, I like Tron quite. Have you ridden Tron?
Yes. Yep. I have.
I like Tron a lot. I just wish
Yeah.
it was longer. That's the
Agreed.
only thing.
I think that's the consensus amongst most. It's a great ride, and I commented.
Yeah,
You posted you posted a video, so anyone watching, we'll post a recording of this as well. So anyone watching, go check out Ryguy's video of Tron. It looks so freaking cool. Like it, the coaster experience is fine. It is. It's like, as a coaster fan, it's not super intense or crazy, but visually that ride is so cool looking. And your
yeah,
video at night, like we rode it during the day when we rode it. So I definitely need to get back and ride it at night because it looks incredible. Um,
yeah.
your your video was awesome.
Thank you. I appreciate that. All help to the metas.
Yeah. Well, I love my
Yeah,
metas.
yeah.
So what else? What else?
So that night we spent, it was probably about, half an hour for the fireworks, getting set up and
Yeah,
everything. And you don't have to do that super early, but we did. Got set up, and then we did Peter Pan a couple of times, Haunted Mansion a couple of times,
yeah,
and then walked around the park. It was just good to be in the park vacant. There's
yeah.
no one there. We did stay until the park closed. So we did close out the park. Um, that night we were staying at, it's very weird, but we were staying at Terra Luna, which is actually on Universal's property.
Okay.
Um, be, because Tuesday we had tickets to Epic Universe.
Yeah.
So we rope dropped Epic. It was an early entry because we were staying on property.
Okay.
So had some issues with our tickets. I had purchased the tickets um, like 6 months ago, and we had gone back in September, and it had rained that day. And rain plus Epic Universe don't really go together. A lot of the
Agreed.
rides can be very, very finicky with weather. So when we came back in December, because we were just down in Orlando in the beginning of December, we pushed our tickets. We had tickets to go to Epic, but it was going to rain that day, and we just did not have it in ourselves to do that. So we
Yeah.
pushed it. We said, you know what? It doesn't really rain a lot in February. We're going down there for my birthday anyway. Let's just move it to my birthday.
Okay.
So that's what we did. We got to the park. We had some issues in the morning getting our tickets actually printed out. So that was interesting. We did finally get into the park. We went right to Donkey Kong. I do recommend that you rope drop Donkey Kong first. If you want to ride it, I recommend you start there because if you're not having weather, it's good to just get it out of the way. Because if you are having weather, you can go to Ministry of Magic. It's not
Yeah.
going to stop in bad weather. You know,
Right. Yeah. And
we go
for
there.
for anybody that doesn't know, I'm sure they did not realize this when they built a ride in Florida, but Minecart Madness does not run in the rain at all. No rain.
Not
If
even
it's
if it's in the vicinity.
Yes, and And after it's done raining, it takes a while for them to get it
Yeah.
back up and running. They have to run that train empty for quite a while before they can start loading guests again. So, my one and only day trip to Epcot, we never got that ride. It was on and off rain all day long, sometimes very heavy. We waited twice in line for a while, and both times rain came back in and closed the ride. So we never got that attraction in. So I agree. I if I went back, or when I know I'll go back, when I go back, that will definitely be the number one thing that we hit, just because of the weather and making sure that um, we can knock it out.
Yeah. We
Lee
got
Lee
into
corrected Lee
oh
corrected my old age and said we waited
three
three
times.
times. So
Wow.
one
Yeah.
time,
When
one
we
time
went
we were
back,
there. One time we were there for quite a while. We waited for probably half an hour, 40 minutes, and we had express. So we were in the express line, and we waited 30 minutes, and we were getting fairly close, and didn't end up getting on it. So that was very frustrating. So
oh
go
yeah,
ahead.
that's how it goes, man. It's nothing they can control. It's just that ride, how it runs with the weather. We were there for an hour in line, and then the ride went down. Now there wasn't rain. There was no rain in the vicinity, and it still went down, and it was down for an hour. Now there was
Yeah,
people that were just leaving the line constantly. We had a family in front of us, and I told him, I said, I just don't think it's time to leave yet. I don't think it's time. I just don't feel like it's time to leave. And I kept telling them, and they kept saying, no, we're thinking about going. I said, look, you should probably go when I go. Because if I'm leaving, that means that it's time to go,
yeah,
and I just don't feel it yet. And I got them to keep staying. I just said, just wait a little bit longer, wait a little bit longer. Because if you come back later, you're looking at 3 to 4 hours.
right.
And it was down for 50 minutes. Boom, it got up and we were on it 15 minutes later.
Nice.
So, and that line stayed hours. Now, the second we got out of the line and got off the ride, and by the way, I love the theming of that ride immensely. However, it's a little rough. You haven't ridden it yet, right?
Right. We saw it. We did see it going, but we have not rode it. We saw the
When
queue
you
line.
you
We
have
saw
these jumps that you do, and it is rough, man. So
is
I'm
it
excited for you to ride it. So maybe it's just me. I love the ride too so much that I will put up with it being rough because the theming is so good,
yeah.
especially at nighttime.
And
Ride it at night if
in
you can.
all yeah, and in all fairness, my roller coaster riding experience is a little bit different than yours. So I definitely so I'm excited to see what my opinion is compared to that. But it does look great. Like in that land, the way it's set up and the way it looks visually, it's a very appeasing ride. It looks awesome.
Yeah,
That entire, I mean, Epic itself, and we'll talk more about that here in a few minutes. I know, but like there's no park themed better than Epic on this planet. And they did an
yeah,
amazing job with that area. So I just
yeah.
don't know what the ride's like because of the rain. I I'll just say this. I hope that whatever they discovered, I hope they didn't realize when they were putting in one of their only like what, six rides in that park, six, seven rides, whatever. I hope they didn't realize it was going to be weather and that came out afterwards. It's just a shame you have a ride in a Florida park that can't operate at all in the rain. I get heavy storms and I get lightning and thunder, but like it rains a lot in Florida. Just, this
Yeah,
summer it's going to rain almost every day. And it's hard to have a
yeah.
ride that just cannot operate, which is why Epic they need a couple more, right? It's an amazing park, but they need a couple more rides.
They do. And you got to understand, like Donkey Kong and Ministry of Magic are by far the most popular rides in the park.
Yeah.
So, and when we were there, Hiccups was down.
All day?
It
Oh
opened
man.
back up at 9 o'clock at night, 1 hour before park close.
Oh wow. Hiccups is an
Yeah,
incredible coaster.
yeah. Hiccups is amazing. Um, I'm lucky I got to ride that a couple of times. We did do one new ride that we hadn't done before. It was called Curse of the Werewolf.
Okay. In
Um,
Dark Universe.
yeah, I really, really liked that. I just wish it was longer,
Mhm.
like Tron, you know?
I I'm kind of surprised it's not. They have space for it. They you would think with the amount of money they invested in that park, I it's it's kind of an odd decision for that ride to be as short as it was. But it does look it looks great. It's a fun ride. I'm thinking maybe because of the spinning aspect, they felt like if it went longer, it could turn into a little bit more of a thrill ride, or some people might not be able to handle it. But I agree. I really enjoy that ride a lot. It does need to be longer. Which like
Yeah. Um,
Hiccups is perfect length. Like Hiccups is it's a very long ride for a coaster, and it's perfect. So I do wish they would have made that one just a tiny bit longer.
yeah, Hiccups is probably our favorite ride in the park outside of Monsters. We did ride Monsters a couple of times. Dracula wasn't fully working on both
Oh
rides, but the ride is still incredible. I mean,
yeah, it, it's so good. It's so good. The animatronics in there are just amazing. The ride system, the cuckoo arm is just really,
yeah,
it's such a neat technology for a ride. And I think the only other ride that uses it is, the Harry Potter ride at Islands. And
yeah,
I think they learned so much from that ride and how to use
yeah,
it that they just nailed it with this one.
yeah,
Um,
yeah. It's
it
much better, much
it
better.
it's intense, but you never really, you don't really get. I get a little queasy sometimes on the other ride that I got, at Harry
Yeah.
Potter. I get a little queasy sometimes, but this one that never happened. It's very smooth, moves you around, but there's so much going on, and those animatronics in there are just incredible.
Oh
And
yeah. I
they
love
use
when it,
some.
it
uh,
yeah, I love when they dip you down to show you the creature from the Black Lagoon.
Yeah, the
It's also funny.
yes, it's
So,
it, it I told you this on the last show. You rode my two favorite rides on the planet on this trip, Haunted Mansion and Monsters. I I think they're, while while Monsters is a dark ride, and of course Haunted Mansion is, there is a little bit different between a thrilling dark ride and a kind of more storytelling dark ride. And so they are very different, but they're 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 by far my two favorite attractions on this planet. The only difference between the two for me is I've ridden Haunted Mansion hundreds and hundreds of times, and I've only rode Monsters three times. And so as time goes on, I can't imagine it's gonna drop anywhere for me. It's just gonna continue to grow in my love of it. It's so well done, and not just that ride. Dark Universe is perfect. Okay, maybe not perfect. It needs one more ride, at least one more ride, right? Which is
yeah.
supposedly coming in the next few years. They have space for a big attraction back there, but that area is so well done. Um, yes, Lee, I agree. In the chat, it needs better merchandise. I do agree.
Oh,
I need more. I need more merchandise in Dark Universe. There was some, but I needed more. But that area is so well done.
yeah.
We ate at one of the restaurants in there, which was very well themed. Um, they have characters walking around in Dark Universe. Just I love it.
Yeah.
So good.
Yeah. Yeah, I did see something the other day. They retired Toad from the Super Mario World.
Oh,
So the Toad character, if you're looking forward to kind of seeing him, he hasn't been out in months.
interesting.
Um, I did not see Igor when I went down for the media event, and when I went in September, I saw Igor a
Yep.
couple of times. Now, when we went for the media event, for the opening of Epic, they bust us in through the employee entrance. And when
Okay.
they did that, you were able to see all of the tracts of land that are already cleared out and ready for rides.
Yeah.
I think we're 2 to 3 years away from seeing 4 to 5 more rides.
Yeah.
Um,
So
the Quidditch ride in Harry Potter, the Ministry of Magic, they've already been talking about that. They already have signage up for it. The Curse of the Werewolf was not originally planned. It was supposed to be the creature from the Black Lagoon. He was supposed to
yeah.
have his own ride.
Oh my gosh. A Creature of the Black Lagoon boat ride
Dude.
inside Dark Ride would be incredible. If if anyone can make that happen, I need that.
Oh,
If that
I
would
need
be
that, dude.
that would be
Yeah.
so cool. They could do some
Oh,
great things. They could do some great things with that. Especially
yeah.
with the universal twist, they wouldn't just put in a slow moving boat ride, dark ride. It would have some fun and imaginative things. And like almost every universal ride, you would get wet.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that's true too. It'd probably be a little Jurassic Parkish. But I need that in my life. I need that ride. So really hoping that they stick with that. They do have the room. I know they're making an extreme amount. One thing I can tell you is that when we got off of the Donkey Kong ride, um, I went straight to guest services because it kind of felt like this day was going to be kind of like our September trip.
yeah,
Now, the one thing about a theme park is how their guest services handles their guests. That's really important to me. And I
yeah,
went there. I was really nice to the guy. His name was Danny. And I explained to him, say, hey, this is my birthday. We just waited 2 hours to ride Donkey Kong. We lost all of our momentum. When you have that early entry, it's all about momentum. It's about getting to one ride, getting off that ride before the crowd gets to it, so you can get on to the next ride, so you can keep it going for a little bit. And he said, look, let me see what I can do. We gave him a couple of minutes and he came back and he ended up giving us both express passes.
yeah.
So
That
we didn't ask for it, and that's just a good sign of a good theme park.
yeah, for sure. It's a little bit of a double-edged sword, though. It's obviously something they can't do for everybody. If they gave everyone express, there
Yeah,
would be no express. Um,
yeah,
but there are certain situations that warrant it. I'm glad they were able to make that happen for you guys on your trip.
yeah, yeah. And it's you can't do it for everybody, but there is no harm in trying. So you
Yeah,
can ask, just be polite. A lot of
right.
people, the person next to us was screaming at the person,
Yeah,
and they're screaming at him, and that's not going to help anybody.
yeah,
So just be polite, be nice, and if they can do something for you, fantastic. If they
yeah,
can't, at least they tried.
right.
Um, but if we hadn't had Express Pass, we wouldn't have gone on too many rides that day.
Yeah,
Ministry was a 4 hour wait. It's tough,
that's
you know.
that's insane. Um,
Yeah,
I keep reading articles that they're not, they're still kind of ramping up the park and they're not quite running yet at max capacity. And I'm thinking, well, you can't run at max capacity when you have rides that are
no,
going down and you're having weather
no, you
impacts.
can't.
Like
No, you can't at
four
all.
4 hour line is just it. That's not okay. It's okay for a brand new attraction that everyone wants to get on for the first time that just comes up, but a 4 hour line for one of, again, only what, a handful of rides. It's just now but that one does have, the part of the experience of that is the queue line and the the really cool effects inside of it. But 4 hours, that's such a huge chunk of your day.
Well, especially if you got Donkey Kongs running three.
Yeah.
You know, two rides, 7 hours of your day. I mean,
And just my opinion only. I I don't think it's that good of a ride. I the
oh, the
the
Ministry.
yes, it's I the when you I and I'm not a big Harry Potter guy, so that's part of it, right? So I don't know all of the stuff. But when you walk, when you do that thing where you go into the ministry and go into that building and see everything, that
Yeah,
is pretty cool,
the flu.
right? That
Yeah,
is really neat effect, and I think that's better than anything on the actual ride itself. I think they had a really neat kind of ride mechanism system that they created. It's really unique. There's nothing,
yeah.
as far as I know, there's nothing else like it. I just don't
No.
feel like they used it in a way that created an attraction that was unique enough that makes it worth waiting 4 hours for it.
I think you do the first time. I think it's pretty mind blowing. I've ridden it now 3 or 4 times. I still like it. I think it's a good ride. I probably like it more than the Forbidden Journey. I don't know if I like Gringotts a lot. Do you like Gringotts?
I'm I'm not a huge fan of Gringotts, so that's part of it.
Okay.
I'm not. I like Forbidden Journey just because it's very thrilling, and again, I like that ride system that they use. Uh, Gringotts feels like, because Gringotts is a coaster that has these dark ride elements, and what I wanted
Yeah.
was at least a section of that ride that was actually coaster, right? Like kind of
Yeah.
Mummy. Think Mummy, right? Like
Yeah.
you have your sections that are dark ride, but then you have an actual coaster piece. And for me, if Gringotts would have had that, I think I would have really liked it. But without that, I didn't care for it. And again, I don't love Harry Potter, so the storyline there doesn't do anything for me.
I think it has that coaster element when you start where it raises you up and then it
There,
releases the track.
yeah,
I like that.
there's a couple pieces when you move, like, again, I don't know the names, but there's like these big monsters that come at you at one point and you spin off, kind of, quickly go around a
Oh
corner.
yeah, yeah. The
You have a,
trolls.
yeah, you have a couple,
Yeah.
like, really, you have a couple moments, but you never have that even 20, 30 seconds worth of coaster moment that I really think that ride would have benefited from. Um, at least for me, because as we talk about favorite attractions, Mummy is another one of my absolute favorite attractions. And it's because that they took the coaster piece and the dark ride piece and they combined them perfectly.
Yeah.
And I would have liked that in Gringotts.
Yeah. You must like Hagrid's, right?
Oh, I love Hagrid's. Love Hagrid's. The only thing I
Hagrid's
don't
fun.
like about Hagrid's is it's the same as everything else we're talking about. It's got a constant 3 hour wait to get on. You have to rope drop that, just to have a chance. But the ride itself is
Or Express
fantastic.
Pass.
Well, I haven't been there since they added it to Express.
Yeah.
So, Express is what been in the last like year that they've added it to Express. Every time I've been
Yeah.
there, it was pre-Express.
We had a Ruby Pass. Do you know about the Ruby Pass?
No, not familiar.
Ruby Pass. The only way to get a Ruby Pass traditionally is to be on Hagrid's when it breaks down.
Okay.
We had gone to HHN one year, a couple years ago, and we had express passes, and we were in a line, and somehow somebody hurt themselves in the house, and there was blood, and they
Oh,
had to clean it up, and we ended up spending a couple of hours in this. We don't know what we're doing, and they handed everybody an express, like another pass, a redemption pass, and we didn't end up using it that night. And I called Universal and I said, "Hey, look, This is after HHN. We're coming to the park again. I don't know if I'm going to be coming next year. Can I change this in for an express pass on Hagrid's? And they did it. And then
Mm.
that was the Ruby Pass. And the Ruby Pass takes you in. It's a really cool door that they would take you into, and it would bypass like 90% of the queue,
So
which was amazing.
I'm thinking about Hagrid's, the pre-show. It's a weird setup because the pre-show is actually like halfway through the queue line. So you
Yeah.
skip that, right? When you go in that room and have the pre-show in the theater, that can't be
You
included.
go all the way down. No, it wasn't included. You go
Yeah.
all the way where you come in at is when you're in his like little laboratory area
Okay.
that's down like way past the pre-queue, way past the inside of the castle. It's right before the room where the motorcycles are running on
Mm,
top of the ceiling. So you're
mm.
it's all the way there. Um,
Yeah. That's
that's
awesome.
one of it's one of our favorite rides in Florida. I mean, I think Cosmic is our favorite ride in Florida.
Yeah.
Do you like Cosmic?
Love Cosmic. I actually was wearing my Guardians Cosmic Rewind shirt yesterday. Again, I think it's a perfect combination of dark ride and coaster. It has the story, it has awesome visuals, and the coaster part is a ton of fun.
Yeah. I think it's a decent coaster. It's not too intense, but there's some
It's
moments of thrill.
it's solid. Yes, I yes I it would be it. I don't. I think we've had this conversation before too. I don't really make like a top five, top 10 type list in things, but I know my number one. I know Haunted Mansion and I know Monsters are up there. If I listed just overall experiences, I would absolutely have Guardians up there, very, very close. Guardians and Mummy are pretty much on par for me. I would have them
Yeah.
very high on my list, and their rides not only are they enjoyable, but man, they are so re-rideable. If you get an
Yeah.
opportunity to, like, you could ride those
Oh yeah.
multiple times and have a fun experience every time.
Especially Mummy. I mean, every
Yeah,
time we ride Mummy, I find myself saying, "Your soul is mine."
the it's so good, so good. So,
Yeah.
anything else from Epic?
The food is good.
Yeah,
It's I think they have some of the best theme park food in the business. So I think that, you know, really you can't go wrong with getting food at Epic,
yeah.
So
The
but no, that was it. We stayed until park close, and then the next morning we had Epcot Festival of the Arts.
Yeah, which we talked a little bit about, but let's
Yeah,
dig more in. I've been to Festival of the Arts. It's a lot of fun. Um,
yeah,
how was the crowds when you were at Epic or at Epcot?
it was pretty good. It
What?
was the best weather day we had while we were down there, so it was in the 70s.
Okay,
Um,
nice.
there's just a lot to do. Festival of the Arts, you got all the chalk drawings, you got the giant mural, you've got all the little boutique artists that set up, you've got the food booths open. So it's just a lot to do. Now, this year they were doing something different. There's a trading card game called Lorcana, and I'm pretty sure Disney owns it. And Disney was doing something very different. They were giving out packs of Lorcana cards. And what you were doing is they had it set up where you were supposed to trade with other people your cards. And then you were supposed to get these three cards, and then you bought a box. And then if you bought the box, then you got the final fourth card. Or maybe it was two cards and you get the three cards. But it was
Okay.
very interesting. I've never seen that before. And it had people interacting with each other trying to get those cards. I've got some really good footage of it. And then you would go around the park and they'd have these Lorcana things set up, kind of like a scavenger hunt. And you would match the stickers with where the Lorcana card was. And then you would turn that in and they would give you a card for that. So
Oh,
pretty interesting. And these packs of Lorcana cards, they're usually like $8 or $9 a pack. and they're
Okay.
just giving them out for free. So I thought that was pretty cool. Food was good. I mean, whenever we ate a lot of pizza this trip. We ate Pizza Moon, which is an epic. Did you eat at Pizza Moon?
We did not. Trying to
Okay.
remember trying to remember where we ate. We definitely um maybe Lee, if Lee's still out there, maybe Lee, Lee can remind this old man where we ate. Um, oh, I
Das
mentioned that
Steakhouse.
earlier. Yeah, we ate at Das Steakhouse
Yeah.
um, in Dark Universe. That was excellent. Good food, um,
Oh, Toad
incredible
Cafe.
theming. Yeah, and then we ate
I
at
think
Toe
it's
Cafe.
Toadstool Cafe.
Yeah, so like later in the day when it was raining outside after we couldn't get on when we couldn't get on Donkey Kong again, we ate there. And then we also had what was in we had one of those a snack item, could be a meal. It was like a mac and cheese cone. Was like a
Ah,
and
yes.
we got that in How to Train a
Isle of
Dragon,
Berk.
and that was
Yeah.
really good. Really good.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah,
Um,
that was the bread cone itself is the star.
yes, it was really good, and I definitely would want to try that again.
We tried something. We usually get fudge when we go to Universal, and we ended up getting. It was a croissant, a milk chocolate covered croissant, and then
Mm,
stuffed with caramel.
oh, that
So
sounds
I know
good.
you're not the biggest sweet guy,
No,
yeah, but
not, but that sounds good.
it was good. So we went to Via Napoli at Epcot. You been to
Okay,
Via Napoli?
I have not. I have not.
Okay. So there's a lot of people that say Via Napoli is the best pizza at any theme park.
Okay.
Um, you should go, so
Yeah.
that way we can talk about it the next time. Are
Okay.
you a pizza fan?
I do. I like pizza. I wouldn't say I'm a pizza addict, but I do enjoy pizza. I do enjoy pizza, and I would put it on the list. I do. There's so much good food in Epcot, and I so many times for me, um, the Germany restaurant is one of my favorite theme park restaurants of all time. Um, so like I try to fit that in wherever I can, and then depending, we've done Le Cellier in Canada a couple times, and that is excellent. We've done the I can't think of the name of it. They're in the UK. Um, Sit down in the UK. We've done
Yeah,
that. So we've done a number of the places, and we've done almost all the quick services as well. But I'll definitely put that on the list.
yeah. Let me know what you think of it. We've eaten there several times. It's one time it wasn't very good. The other times it's been pretty good. I don't know
Hmm.
though. Pizza Moon at Epic, I might like more, but
Okay.
it's very nominal. It's not like a huge difference between them, but the food booths are very nice if you're at Epcot, especially for the festivals.
Yeah.
I don't know if I would go to Epcot when there's not a festival. I feel like there's so much more value.
Yeah. I mean, it's become though that there seems to be a festival more than there's not anymore with so I think I think it's hard to. I still would. I hear you and I agree. I still think
Right.
Epcot has a ton to offer even without the festival. One of the problems with the festivals is, man, especially on weekends, they get crazy
Yeah.
busy.
Oh yeah.
Um,
Yeah,
Crazy
yeah.
busy, and a lot of locals come, quite often. Sometimes just to hit the food and hit that. But I do agree with you. But I would still go. I still go to Epcot. Still probably my you know, favorite overall park, especially um, even with Disney having, oh, hold on one second. Even with Disney having so many great parks, and I enjoy all of them, I love Epcot. I think Epcot
Yeah.
is probably for my money is the best designed overall park, and we'll never. I don't think we'll ever see anything like Epcot ever built again. I think in
No.
today's world, the amount of money it would be to create a park like that is just astronomical.
Yeah, Disney is it's very interesting because I looked up the other day. Um, what do you think the cost was? I know the answer, but what do you think the cost of Seven Dwarfs Mine Train was?
Oh, I have no idea. Um, I'm gonna guess. I mean, the coaster piece of it is not all that much. It's got to be the theming and everything else, but it's probably 50 million.
24.
Okay, I was gonna go 25 at first, and I went up. So 25
Yeah,
works.
that's I mean, talk about a really return of money on 25 million. Verbolten was 48 million, and I mean the Seven Dwarfs really very rarely gets out of an hour and a half wait.
Correct, and I mean, it's a pretty small coaster if you look at it. Like
Yeah,
the coaster ride itself is pretty small. There's definitely most of
yeah,
that's theming, but I agree, and especially that where it is, it's in Fantasyland, which so much other things in that area are more dedicated more to to the kind of little girls and princesses and that kind of stuff. To put something like that there made a huge difference and changed that land um, completely. Hello, Lance.
So yeah, I think that I definitely think at Disneyland their fantasy area is much stronger because they have more dark rides. You've got Mr. Toad's Wild Ride, you have Alice in Wonderland, you have the Snow White ride, um, but I think Disney World has a better version of Peter Pan. Uh, I've always wanted to do the. It looks like the Tokyo Sea version of Peter Pan is really, really strong. I've
Yeah,
always wanted to do that. Have you been to Tokyo Sea?
never been to an international Disney park. I've been to all the U.S. based, and we'll be going to Disney Paris this summer. And
That's right.
we're talking, would love to go to Tokyo for Disney. Um, that's probably
Where are you guys staying when you go to Disney Paris?
we're staying on property for a couple days, so we're
Yeah,
staying in. The trip itself is more focused. At least originally, it's my daughter's graduation gift, and so we're spending 4 days, 5 days, 4 or 5 days there in the city of Paris, just doing sightseeing stuff. And then when we go, we're doing 3 nights on property. We're staying at. Oh, I hope Lee's still in the chat and can remind me the name
is
of
it
the place we're
the
staying.
Newport?
Newport Bay. Yes, that's it. We're
Yeah,
staying on Newport Bay
we were
for three
supposed to go
days.
2 years ago, and we were staying at Newport Bay, and the prices are so good. I don't know what the prices we were staying 5 nights on property with tickets for 6 days for two people. It was $1,400. It was
Yeah, the
insane. So
we're
cheap.
going. We are going. During kind of a busier season, but yes, I agree. Comparatively, that's what that whole
Yeah,
TikTok meme was about. Going It's cheaper for someone in the states to go to Tokyo
yeah,
Disney than it is to go to Florida because of the
yeah,
price, and that's when you throw in the
yeah.
flights on top of it. I thought it was
It's
very
crazy.
reasonable. Putting we're putting some kind of, I forget what their title is, but their version of the Express Pass at Paris, because we have 2 full days there and then one evening. So we'll be in the parks for one
Okay.
evening and then 2 full days. So I want to get my, I want to get my full taste of Disney Paris. So we put that in there, but I thought it was very reasonable as well.
Yeah, curious to see your thoughts on Phantom Manor.
I am very curious, and
Yeah.
we'll definitely dig into that. We're going in July, so we have plenty of time to talk
Okay.
about that. But you know,
We got to do a TikTok while you're there.
uh, Lee and I have planned. Lee's gonna teach me how to say coasters, haunts, and dark rides in French, so I can
Oh,
do my
nice.
I can do my intro in French. Yeah, it'll be fun,
Very
but
nice.
definitely, yeah, would be happy to do a live from there as well once we get out. All right, so overall
Are you
trip,
going to Effling?
no, we're not. We are going to Europa Park in Rust, Germany, right across the border. So,
That's my
um,
park I went to in high school.
yeah, the Europa was, as far
Yeah.
as parks, was my number one bucket list. I
Yeah.
Everything I've ever seen from that park, everything I've ever heard is always it just seems like a park designed for me. Um, and
Yeah.
the so when we started planning this trip, that's I wanted to tail that on at the end. So we're going to be 2 days at Europa Park before we
Oh,
come
yeah.
home. Then we're going to come home.
Yeah.
It's a day and a half, but we'll be there, and we're staying right there on property as well. We're staying on in one of the hotels at Europa Park, so I am very excited about that. And yeah, I
That's
definitely
going to
want
be
to pick
awesome.
your brain before we go. I want to pick your brain about it.
Yeah, it's a great park. I lived in Stuttgart, Germany from 96 till 99, and it was the closest theme park to us.
Yeah,
We had a couple of water parks, but Europa was pretty close to us, about 2.5, 3 hours. So we went quite a lot.
yeah,
Um, I should have gone to Disney Paris while we were there, but I did not. And
yeah,
I definitely want to go to Disney Paris. It's supposed to be the most adult of the Disney theme parks. The rides are a little bit more elevated. So,
yeah. Well, I'm excited. I'm excited for that whole trip.
yeah,
It'll be great. So your trip, except for coming home with the flu, sounds like
yeah,
pretty good. You guys got a lot done in a
yeah,
in a short time frame. Um,
yeah, we did. Too much.
did you do
But we had a good time.
Did you do your recap with Fox yet? When are you going on with Fox to?
Thursday.
Okay,
Thursday. So I got to
yeah,
get everything edited. I got 3 segments. I'm doing the Conrad after hours, and then I'm doing a segment on Festival of the Arts.
all right,
So I did use this time. I did something a little bit different. I used a gimbal my whole time filming. It came out really, really good. So I think the
nice,
footage looks really nice.
awesome.
Yeah, I'm excited about that. So
Yeah,
when are you going to do this mountain coaster?
tomorrow morning. So
Okay,
actually, as soon as we
crazy.
hang up here in a couple minutes, I'm headed out to film at a indoor mini golf. It's a
Okay, the
monster
monster one,
mini,
right?
yeah, monster mini golf, and they are introducing a interactive character in the monster mini golf, and it's one of the characters that's at Carowinds that I interact with all the time. So I'm
Okay,
going out to see him in this new role, which I'm excited about, and they invited
very
me out
cool.
to film. And then, yeah, tomorrow morning we're going to jump in the car and go do a mountain coaster before the Super Bowl. So
Okay, very
had
cool.
very busy weekend. I posted a bless you.
Excuse me,
Posted.
1 second.
Yeah, you're good. Take your time.
Um, who's winning the Super Bowl tomorrow?
The Seahawks are.
Yeah,
Seahawks are because they're the better team and because I can't stand the Patriots.
yeah, I agree with that. I agree with that. Um, I definitely
So
agree with that. So, anything else that you want to talk about before we end the session?
no, I think I'm good. Thank you for sharing your trip. I It been so cold and so wintry here in the Carolinas, which is pretty different for us that it was nice to live vicariously through you in Florida, even though when you got there it kind of didn't feel like Florida, but still, I mean, hey, you had a
Yeah.
day in the 70s, you had some other weather, so I'm
Yeah.
glad y'all had a good trip, and thank you for
Thank you.
sharing. Yeah, thank you for sharing. So
Absolutely.
yeah, it sounds good. So next weekend, maybe back on at our
Yeah.
normal time in the evening. Anyone who either
Yep.
joined us today, thank you, or anyone watching uh, in the recording, anyone who's watching, feel free to join us. We'd love to hear from you in the chat. We'll probably go back next week to some open questions and a couple different topics, and we love to get some chat feedback and answers. So please join us, and appreciate everyone watching.
Absolutely. I
All
hope
right,
everybody has a very safe and warm week.
yeah, go Seahawks, Ryan. As always, it was a pleasure. Take care, my friend.
Always a pleasure. Take care, man.
All
Bye.
right, bye, y'all.